the Notre Dame High School Gymnasium, RCN Sports presents Colonial League High School basketball action. The Slaters of Bangor, with an overall record of 11-7. They are 8-7 in the Colonial League, which places them third in the East Division. They will take on the Crusaders of Notre Dame, a 16-3 overall record. They are 12-3 in the East Division, placing them in second place, one game behind the Wilson Warriors. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Chris Michael and Dennis Lobb. Important Colonial League matchup as we head into the final week of the regular season playoffs, with the playoffs looming. Bangor, of course, eliminated from the league playoffs, but they are looking ahead to making some noise in the 4A district playoffs. Notre Dame in the 2A district playoffs. They need a win tonight, or at least one win over the next 8 days, to officially clinch a Colonial League playoff berth. Dennis, your thoughts coming into tonight's game?
I feel it's a great barometer, tonight's ball game, for both teams. Give them some kind of momentum heading into the districts. In Notre Dame's case, give them some momentum heading in towards the league playoffs. A great, tight, packed gym, great atmosphere for basketball. It's senior night here at Notre Dame, so you couldn't get for a better situation here at Notre Dame Green Pond this game tonight.
We'll take a look at the starting lineup first for the visiting Slaters. A familiar starting five. Very senior-laden team, with the exception of Matt Carey, who's done a nice job as a sophomore, but they boast 3 double-figure scores in their starting lineup.
Great balance. Of course, they had the recipient of a transfer from Pius 10, Brian Smith, 6'3" forward. When you talk about Bangor, though, you have to talk about the return of one Bron Holland to the bench, a former standout at Bangor and LaSalle University. Now he's back here at his alma mater. He earned the respect they have been season since 1989.
At the starting lineup for Notre Dame, several changes to the starting lineup tonight. As Dennis said, it is senior night, so Pat Boyle is honoring some of the players who normally don't get to start, but a lot of those players do see time on the court.
Yeah, they wouldn't be in Pat's program if they wouldn't be able to contribute, and that's why he kept them as seniors.
Opening tip is just moments away. We'll take a break and be back with more Bangor Notre Dame basketball coming up next.
Hey, basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus, for the fabulous GE tip-off sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department, and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
He doesn't report to a management committee. He doesn't report to a marketing department. He reports to Mary Johnson's arthritis, to Sally Wickstrom's upset stomach, and to Greg Porter's poison oak. He's your family prescription center pharmacist. He lives and works right here in town, so that means he reports to you. Call Family Prescription Center today at 866-0709.
Taking the time to care, Family Prescription Center.
As we mentioned earlier, Bangor and Notre Dame a little sluggish coming into this ball game. Bangor has lost 2 of their last 3 ball games, and they've lost 5 games overall by 7 points. Notre Dame's coming off a tough game against Caddy on Tuesday night. We had that game on RCN. Pat Boyle quite public with his displeasure with the team's defense of late, although I think in that particular game you have to give credit to the Rough Riders because they played an exceptionally well ball game. Getting ready for the starting lineup announced here at the Notre Dame High School gym, starting with the visiting Slaters. And they'll start with Aaron Popovich. He is a 5'8" senior guard, averaging 10.2 points a ball game. He'll be joined in the backcourt by Dylan Gothard, 6'5" senior, averaging 10.6. Dylan's wearing number 23 tonight to honor a teammate, Chris Pinto, who is out with major back surgery. He is done for his senior season. Now coming out is Divik Ott, 6'5" senior center, averaging 4.3 a ball game. Brian Smith, a 6'3" senior forward, averaging a team-high 13.2 a ball game. And Matt Carey is a 6-foot sophomore guard, averaging 7.1. Ron Holland in his second year as head coach, 19 and 23 his overall record. For Notre Dame, coming out is James Leary, a 5'9" senior guard, averaging 1.3 points a ball game. Next out is number 24, Brett Ackerman, 5'10" senior guard, averaging 1.3 as well. Next out will be number 33, Joe Birdie, 6'1" senior swingman, averaging 1.2 a ball game. Saw him in the Caddy game as they called upon him for some three-point work late in that ball game. Up front, number 10 is Bart Palumbo, 6'2" senior, averaging 3.9. And number 44, Jeff Knappenberger, is 6'2" senior center, averaging 1 point a ball game. Pat Boyle, the head coach, in his 13th season, 246 victories, 183 defeats.
Tonight's officials, 2 veterans of the ball game. On your left, Rick Bowman, and on your right, Jim Butler.
Notre Dame started the year winning 9 straight games. They've won 7 of their last 10. And as we mentioned earlier, Pat Boyle not happy with the way his team's playing after getting off to such a great start, playing with a lot of energy. He feels the intensity is not quite there, and he wants to change that around before they head into the league and then the district playoffs.
Sometimes a loss can do that, though. And Tuesday night's game, Caddy played as well as they could play. Look for Notre Dame tonight to come back strong, especially on senior night.
Tip is won by the Slaters. Brian Smith, who we saw a lot of during the football season, an outstanding receiver with the basketball. He's their leading scorer this year. Driving inside is Popovich, and the ball goes out of bounds. Ron Holland said a lot of players, a lot of media members have mispronounced Aaron's name over the years as Popovich, but it is really Popovich. This is our first chance to see the Bangor basketball team in a number of years here on RCN. Traveling violation by Popovich, and we have a first turnover. Notre Dame will have the basketball.
Bangor's going to have their fair share of turnovers tonight, and that's due to the aggressive man-to-man defense employed by the Notre Dame Crusaders.
Brady with the basketball, hands it over to James Leary. Now Palumbo, who's a regular early substitution for Pat Boyle. Misses his shot. And Bangor will have the basketball. Ball goes out of bounds. Notre Dame will have it back. Before too long, we'll see Andrew Kohler. He was the leading scorer for Notre Dame on Tuesday night. Scored 13 in the loss to the Rough Riders. Well, poked away by Popovich, and Notre Dame will have it back right at the center line.
Bangor also employing man-to-man defense. Braun wants to get them some easy points off their defense. They also play an aggressive style of man-to-man defense, in-your-face style.
Ackerman taking it back over to Leary. And leaving his feet for the 3 attempt before putting it on the floor was Joe Birdie.
He is the main threat out there right now for Notre Dame to shoot those threes. I'm sure Pat Boyle gives him any opportunity here.
And a nice gesture by Pat Boyle to play these guys. Some of them don't get a whole lot of playing time, as we see Smith missing the layup inside the tip is also no good, and a goaltend is called. No, we have a foul on Bangor going over the top. First foul of the ball game.
They got Dylan Gothard going over the top. Good aggressive foul. Now Bangor's in a 1-3-1.
Long three by Leary. Gets it. And Notre Dame is on the scoreboard first. James Leary hitting the three ball. Bangor trying to strike quickly, and down the lane is Brian Smith for Bangor's first field goal.
Took advantage of Notre Dame's full court pressure. He had a 2-on-1 situation, took it himself.
Leary misses the three ball attempt. Tip is won by Carey. Outlet pass, finished nicely, is down Gothard, his first basket. Dillon shooting 48% from the floor this season to lead the Slaters. And steal by Pekovis. Outlet again, Brian Smith running the floor and finishes again, his second due.
Uses that left hand even on the right side, but he streaks up the court. Him and Dylan Gothard are keys in the 1-3-1.
A shot by Palumbo doesn't go, follows it up, he's blocked. Block courtesy of Vivian Ott, who we also saw regularly during football season. Gothard in traffic, draws the foul, and will go to the line to shoot two.
Gothard could have passed off easily to Divek Ott on that opposite block. They again, with their attacking style offense, had an opportunity for another 2-on-1 and another easy layup.
Gothard shooting 55% from the free throw line. As a team, Bangor's shooting 62%, but it's really broken down in layers. They have several players shooting over 70% and several shooting under 60%. Not a whole lot of middle ground. Perfect here, and Bangor's up by 5. Inside look by Knappenberger, gets stripped of the basketball, but he will have it back. Now, regardless of what happens the rest of the year, Jeff Knappenberger is my favorite player of the 09 season. He has a hidden talent, which we will hopefully find out next Thursday on the RCN Sports Talk Show. He gets the deuce inside. Much more important to his team to get that field goal right now. Looking to answer back Bangor. Offensive rebound by Gothard, and he draws the foul again.
Dillon once again going hard to the offensive glass. This time he gets fouled, coming down with that board.
Knappenberger picks up his first foul. And if he makes one more, he'll be in double figures already. Bangor coming off a 54 to 53 loss to Salisbury on Tuesday. Smith had 21, Carey had 12, and Ott had 10.
Five of their losses, Bangor, have been by a grand total of 7 points.
Off a steal, Bangor again running the floor. Gothard misses the layup, and it goes out of bounds off the back of a Notre Dame player, and Bangor will have it underneath their own basket.
They're really attacking on the offensive end, and that's due to their defense.
Short jump shot dropped home by Ott, his first field goal. Bangor back up by 6.
Ott found an opening.
First jump shot rimmed out. And calling for the timeout was Popovich as he was falling out of bounds, had that toe in bounds. And we have a timeout on the floor, 4:07 left first. Bangor up by 6.
As a woman, the health issues you face will change over a lifetime. Whether you're an expectant mother, caring for a family member, or battling osteoporosis, fast, accurate information is vital in making the best decision. RMRI of Bethlehem is a recognized leader in imaging with radiologists and technologists that make you feel confident, knowing privacy is guaranteed and results will be to your doctor right away. Radiology and MRI of Bethlehem.
Off the Bangor timeout, Slaters with the basketball leading 11-5. Notre Dame applying some backcourt pressure. Brian Smith brings it across the timeline. And one of the few times today the Slaters did not have a fast break opportunity. They're slinging inside Gothard. Wearing the number 23 tonight, kicks it back to Ott, who misses the jump shot just inside three-point range. Ackerman back down the other way. And Notre Dame will now set up the half-court game. And will have it back underneath their own basket. And a nice run offered by Pat Boyle to his seniors, giving them the start tonight. And now the regular starters come back on. Joe Giangiobi, 6'3" junior, averaging 13.1. Andrew Mitzak, 6-foot senior guard, averaging 6. Nick Piazza, 6'2" senior forward, averaging 4.2. Max Hughes, 6'1" senior guard, averaging 14.5. And Andrew Kohler, 6'5" junior forward, averaging 8.8. Stepping on the sideline there is Gothard after capturing the loose ball, and Notre Dame will have it back. Andrew Mitzak and Gene Giobi fouled out of the game on Tuesday against the Rough Riders. Mitzak stepping up and getting the roll. He scored just 4 on Tuesday night. You know he wants to get in the scoring column early and running tonight.
He, of course, has the tough assignment of the night, guarding the leading scorer for the Slaters, Brian Smith.
Smith passing off to Carey. The sophomore has really come on nicely for Ron Holland. A long three heaved up by Popovich. Scoreboard chased down by Mitzak. On the run is Hughes from 15 feet. Banks it home.
Banks are definitely open tonight in Green Pond as Max Hughes' first attempt. I know he didn't call that bank, but he was the benefit of the bounce.
Crusaders 3 for their last 3 from the floor. Gothard away from the basket. Back to Carey for 3. Rebound by Mitzak. Got tripped up. And they're going to get the foul on the Slaters. Brian Smith picking up his first.
Off the rebound, we get a look at the trip. Really inadvertent, but the foul was called. That could have been overlooked.
Asher Schiavone, a 6-foot sophomore guard, checks in. He's played in 16 games for the Slaters this year, averaging 1.5 points a ball game. Ron Holland goes normally about 9 deep in his rotation. And we have another foul on the Slaters in the paint.
Notre Dame, sensing the substitution, quickly goes in to Giangiobi versus Chavone off the bench.
Schiavone picks up his first foul. Mitzak takes down the inbound. Teeing up a 3 is Kohler, and he hits it. Kohler with the team high 13 on Tuesday hits his first three-pointer, and Notre Dame takes a 1-point lead.
Very capable mid-range Kohler. This time he steps out and nails the 3.
It's been a 7-0 run for Notre Dame since the substitutions made by Pat Boyle. Hughes to Mitzak in the corner. Mitzak tries to thread the needle, and now they call Brian Smith with his second foul. Brian Smith, a very talented athlete for the Slaters. Dennis mentioned, came over from Pius X this season. Has really added another dimension to Ron Holland's offense.
What's even worse, Chris, is Pius X is really having a fine season. Imagine what that Class A team would be with him on the court.
Jared Fosenbach checks in. The 5'9" senior guard averaging 1.8 to replace Smith. And we have a foul against the Crusaders.
They get Max Hughes going over the top.
Third team foul on Notre Dame. Hughes picking up his first. Notre Dame applying some backcourt pressure. Popovich for three, rattles it home. That's his team-leading 33rd three-pointer of the season, shooting 32% from beyond the arc, and Bangor climbs up by 2. That stops a 7-0 run by the Crusaders. Turnaround shot by Midsack's no good. In the weight room, it's Giangiobi. Popovich again for three.
Same spot, just a step or two in, but that right wing, he just nailed two baskets in a row for Bangor.
Body to the floor, and it will be Bangor basketball. Dennis mentioned the close games of late for the Slaters, losing by 1 to Salisbury Tuesday. Last Friday, it was a 53-52 loss to a Northern Lehigh team that has really come on strong the second half. Gothard had a team-high 14 in that ball game. The one game Bangor would really like to forget is their matchup against Southern Lehigh. They lost by 29 to the Spartans. Terrence Bach setting the screen. Under 3 seconds, ball comes loose. And the ball rims out. And that will do it for the opening quarter. Bangor ends the first 8 minutes with a 3-point lead.
Since 1937, Walters Pharmacy has been making life easier for you. The name you trust most when you need your prescription filled. That's because getting your prescription right is our #1 priority. And only Walters Pharmacy delivers anywhere in Allentown for free. Our wide selection of health products and mobile equipment, as well as our convenient hours, make Walters Pharmacy the fast and convenient choice.
I went to Walters Pharmacy and they were able to supply all of my child's needed medications.
I call Walters Pharmacy for all my prescriptions and healthcare items and have them delivered to my door.
Walters Pharmacy in Allentown. Mark Mulchaney and Power Realty's sole mission is unprecedented real estate service. With an undying commitment to quality, Mark Mulchaney provides you professionalism, outstanding service, wealth of knowledge, experience, and reliability. Mark Mulchaney and Power Realty, the power to move you. 610-433-6600 or on the web at powerrealtyhomes.com.
Some young celebrities in the house tonight. Leo and A.J. Davidson from Wilson High School taking in the game and drawing the ire of the Notre Dame student fans. Zach Hankerson from Easton also watching tonight's game. Backdoor play for Midsack, and he equals his total from Tuesday with a nice backdoor look inside.
Off a great feed from Andrew Kohler, arguably the best passer on the Notre Dame team at 6'5".
Kohler, the power forward, and Giangiobi, the center, rank among the team's leaders in assists. 2-on-1 break for Notre Dame. Giangiobi kicking it back to Kohler and counts the basket, and it'll go to the line for one more. The big man running the floor for the Crusaders, and a chance at a three-point opportunity.
Get a look, and what happened before that, folks, is Andrew Kohler got the steal. He stole the ball from Divek Ott, took off up the court, had the 3-on-1, and he finished and gets a shot at the three-point. But misses.
Bangor with the basketball, trailing by 1. Popovich off the screen, bumps into Kohler, and they're going to get Kohler with a foul and 3 at the line for Popovich. It's 67% from the free throw line this year. And he misses the first. Bangor and Notre Dame in that very competitive East Division along with Wilson. And Arjo really falling on hard times after getting off to a great start. 3 Knights have not won a league game since December.
Definitely that East Division is the best division in this league. The league is really strong this year. A lot of people saying they're stronger than the Lehigh Valley Conference.
We'll be talking about that subject and others next Thursday on the RCN Sports Show. Pat Boyle will be one of our guests along with Eric Snyder. And a three-pointer teed up nicely from Max Hughes. His 24th triple of the year.
Great half-court set, and you're going to leave Max Hughes, senior guard, open like that. He's going to make it pay.
Giangiobi fronting Gothard, poked the ball away. Popping out is Carey. That's for 2. Mitzak the rebound. Kohler thought about the 3. Now this is for 2, and he rattles it home.
Great composure out there. Pump faked, took a dribble around, and hit it.
An uncontested shot by Fersbach's no good. Notre Dame, as we said, needs a win to clinch the league playoff berth. Strangely enough, Southern Lehigh is the key to them making the playoffs right now, even though Southern Lehigh is leading the division. Nice passing around the horn for the Crusaders. Mitzak now 3 of 4 from the floor. Southern Lehigh controls the tiebreaker with Notre Dame, and since they defeated the Crusaders, it is possible that the South Division leading Spartans could have a say in Notre Dame making the playoffs as far as the wild card. Ball just stolen away there by Giangiobi. Mitzak does not have the numbers. Kicks it back, though, to Hughes, who gets a good look. And the rebound pulled down by Nick Piazza. Fouled on the turnaround shot, and Piazza will go to the line for 2.
Get a look at the last bucket here. Beautiful pass from Giangiobi into Mitzak. Turn and shoot for 2.
An 11-2 run right now for the Crusaders. Piazza making the first of 2. Nick is 10 for 14 from the free throw line prior to that basket. Notre Dame as a team shooting 64% from the line. And he makes both. Notre Dame, its largest lead of the night by 8.
It really describes Pat Boyle coach teams. They go on runs. The other night they were down pretty much, and they went on a run and almost won the game.
Down by 11 and made it a 1-possession game. Bangor will have it back underneath their own basket. Ball bounced off the back of Giangiobi and then hustled down by Popovitz. Looked like that Brendan Van Akron play from a couple years ago. Ball goes out of bounds and Bangor will have it back.
Yeah, Popovitz was trying to get a quick one off the back and then step in right around the block.
There's really a new attitude up in Bangor when it comes to its quote-unquote major sports teams. Football having a great season, and of course the basketball team, its first winning season since 1988 and 89, as Notre Dame scores a quick basket, and Bron Holland not liking the attitude right now. His team trailing by 10. Notre Dame is off and running.
The Lehigh Valley loves Mezzaluna Sports Bar and Grill, with sports for fans of all shapes and sizes. Plus a huge selection of ice-cold beverages, and of course Mezzaluna's menu of great food. And with Mezzaluna's state-of-the-art sound and light system, you can catch the Valley's hottest bands and DJs, never pay a cover, and dance the night away. For great food and drink, all the sports action, and the best live entertainment, and never a cover, Mezzaluna Sports Bar and Grill, Airport Road, Allentown.
Here's a look at Ron Holland in his second season. And that is just an amazing stat when I noticed that the other day in the newspaper, that they have not had a winning season since '88. And there's Pat Fisher, a relative of one of the players on the Crusaders team.
Long-time Lafayette women's coach.
And speaking of winning football seasons at Bangor, Frank Scagliotta is in the house. And Ron said he's been supportive of the football team, and Frank's been very supportive of the basketball team.
As well they should be. Even though they're a 4A school, they have to share athletes, and that's the way it is. And they can benefit each other, and both of these guys were great hires for A.D. Mark Farnan. Both of these guys come in with a fine reputation, but better yet, the Slaters really took to these guys because they came back to their alma mater, and they earned the respect that they're getting.
Layup by Carey's no good. The follow is up and in. That's Jared Randolph, who just checked in during that last time out, a 5'11 sophomore, averaging 2.5 a ball game, and played in 11 games for Bangor this season. Tough pass in traffic off the hand of Andy Mullins, who was also checked in. Andy, a 6-foot sophomore guard, averaging 4.8. And David Salerno, the Crusaders sharpshooter, leading the team with 33 triples, checks in. Kohler posting up inside for two. He now has 9 to lead Notre Dame.
If Andrew Kohler can develop some of those inside moves like we saw there, although I would like to see the left hand, of course, because I'm a fundamentalist, his game, his ceiling is very, very high.
Smith dancing down the lane. And the rebound secured by Kohler. And just to add on to that, it would certainly be an interesting matchup should Notre Dame see Wilson, because they have their own set of powerful twin towers up front. Banging his mid-sack. Holloway's no good. Smith the rebound. Smith, not afraid to take it down the chute, got tied up. And we have a foul on Andrew Kohler, his second.
Brian Smith's basically given the green light here. He just takes Mitzak one-on-one, turns into a one-on-one show. He does have to watch because he has those 2 fouls. If Notre Dame responded with the quicker defense, they could have trapped him in and taken an offensive foul.
Smith 59% from the free throw line, misses the first of 2. Colombo back in for the Crusaders. Kohler will check out with those 2 personals. Notre Dame 1 game behind Wilson in the East Division. It is very possible Notre Dame will see Wilson in the opening round of the league playoffs next week. Excuse me, the following week. Next week, however, they will face Wilson in the final regular season game. We'll have that on at 9:30 Friday night on RCN. A lot of Wilson fans looking for revenge after that come-from-behind victory by Notre Dame up here last month. Tip up and in. Andrew Mitzak now with 8.
Threw it up basically to himself. He played a little volleyball there. Got it to the bank.
Off a screen and falls away nicely from the baseline. His 3rd field goal. Quickly answering the other way is Salerno. And Ron Holland calls another timeout. 2 minutes, 21 seconds left first half. Notre Dame now up by 12.
Your under-insulated home can cost you hundreds. Now is the time to re-insulate with Lehigh Valley Insulation. In less than a day, our experienced crew of installers will thoroughly re-insulate your home. Our new insulation is cleaner and more energy efficient than ever. Plus, it's very affordable. Enjoy seasonable comfort under a blanket of premium insulation and cut your heating and cooling costs. Make sure your home measures up. Call Lehigh Valley Insulation for a free consultation.
It's comfort that pays.
Back to Notre Dame. Back and forth we go. Last couple seconds before the timeout.
And this is why you had the timeout, because that's inexcusable basketball. And Braun, veteran coach, quickly puts a stop to that.
Carey into the front court, pulls up from the elbow, and once and done for Bangor. Gianngioli the rebound. Mitzek stepping out for three. He's now in double figures with 11.
Couple of keys to why this game is 15 points. Number one, in the beginning of the game, Bangor was getting their fair share of offensive rebounds. That has stopped, and Notre Dame's getting really hot from the perimeter.
And once again, Notre Dame holds the Slaters off the board. But Bangor will have it right back off the turnover.
That time Max Hughes a little too aggressive and saw something, but sometimes when you see things, they close real quick, and that one was the situation. That's what happened with the turnover.
Smith from the free throw line with a hand in his face. Salerno lost a handle and kicks it back to Mitzak. Mitzak left low and hits it for three. You know, we mentioned the size early on. Notre Dame establishing the inside game, and then you almost forget they have some great perimeter shooters, including their big men. Gianngioli again fronting Gothard. Pump fake, doesn't draw the contact, but gets the easy deuce.
Much needed basket for Bangor, trying to stop and gain a little bit of momentum before halftime.
That was another 10-2 run for Notre Dame before that last basket. And now Pat Boyle calls the timeout. 21.6 seconds left. Pat Boyle will probably divine their final play of the first half, and we'll take a look right now at the R.J. Carpet trivia question. Since we're so close to the big game Sunday, we will ask which teams won the last 3 Super Bowls. Dennis doesn't follow football, so he can't answer that.
What do you mean? I follow your show, Chris. I watched it last night, and
now you're also an Eagles fan, so that means that
was the question last night. So maybe I can
know it.
Maybe I do know it. I'm not even going to write it down. Maybe I can win some Lafayette tickets.
Don't look.
I'm okay. Well, then I'll write it down. Okay.
Meanwhile, don't forget, Parkland Nazareth will be game 2 tonight. Gary Laubach and Dick Tracy will have the call of that ball game. Nazareth really needs to stop their slide, and Parkland looking for revenge after the Blue Eagles defeated them early in the season. And many thanks to Tony Corey, once again, an outstanding food display for us. We actually got to eat this time. Last time we were here, we were working and didn't get to eat, but tonight we enjoyed it, and it was fabulous.
Well,
thanks, Tony.
The live crew is a little bit, friendlier to us in regards to food. The tape delay crew, they scoffed that stuff up. We didn't even have a chance last time we were here, so.
The B Crew's record is 5 pies of pizza eaten at Wilson within 3 minutes.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
The follow by Max Hughes is up and in. Notre Dame with 3 players scoring 9 or more tonight. Answering back, Mullich at the buzzer doesn't go. And that will do it for the opening half. Andrew Mitzak, his perimeter shooting, helping Notre Dame to a 43-25 lead at the intermission. First half numbers and highlights are straight ahead.
These days I leave my car at home. I ride the bus, the smart choice.
Atlanta Metro is the comfortable, fast, clean, and low-cost way to make your way around the valley.
Atlanta Metro, the smart choice.
Hi, I'm Mary Beth Spurk, and I'm the women's basketball coach at Moravian College. And today our skill set will be offensive moves on the pass and learning how to use our correct pivot foot. So the basic drill we're going to start with is just passing the ball back and forth, catching the ball with two hands, and stepping in with your correct pivot foot. So we have all right-hand shooters here, so they should be using their left foot as their pivot foot at all times. So it's just a basic drill. They're catching it with two hands. They're able to rip the ball and be in a good offensive position to score, to pass, or to dribble. All right? Now, as we move along, what we're going to do is we'll start with two lines. Come on, you guys, and we'll set it up that they're coming through and catching the ball, curling around and catching with your left foot as your pivot foot. So Jess is coming across that way, and she has her left foot as a pivot foot. Now we're going to switch to the other side. It's a little bit different, but you got to work on catching the ball with your left foot as your pivot foot. And we have a lot of good shooters here, so they've worked on this, and you want to make sure you stay with that left foot. That's our skill session for today, catching the ball with two hands, using your left foot as a right-handed shooter, as your pivot foot coming off strong.
Let's go get Yaakov. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yaakov for quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yaakov hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yaakov. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yaakov's, an Allentown tradition.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
Put some color in your world with a new floor from Mohawk Color Center. We've earned our name by bringing style and beauty to some of the finest homes in the world, something Mohawk has been doing for over a century. For the greatest selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and even ceramic tile, from a name you can trust, Mohawk Color Center. Flooring made simple.
Visit R&J Carpet Connection, 922 North 3rd Street in Whitehall.
Welcome back to the Notre Dame High School Gymnasium. Crusaders leading Bangor 43-25, and as we take a look at first half numbers, very exciting first half. Bangor started off and running, took the early lead, and then Notre Dame really took it up a notch when their regular starters came back on and did not let up.
It was all due to the defense, I feel. It was one and done for Bangor. Their fast break opportunities stopped. One and done, and Notre Dame shot extremely well in the first half.
You see Andrew Mitzak leading the way with 14, Kohler and Hughes combining for 18, and then Popovis leading the way for Bangor with 8, Gothard with 7. A lot of those points came early in the ballgame.
Yeah, no question about it. Joji and Joby only 2 points at half, and they're up by 18. That's a great sign for Pat Boyle. That makes him happy.
Our first half team numbers brought to you by Overhead Door Company. Pretty good shooting for Bangor, but Notre Dame the heavy advantage shooting from the floor. And as you mentioned, those once and done for Bangor, they have the advantage on the boards.
The advantage that they had, Bangor actually was leading in rebounds in the first quarter. They had 7 of their 10 in the first quarter, only 3 rebounds in the second quarter. Therefore, Notre Dame was not missing, Chris. And that's what happened, and that's why we have this lead.
Bangor, in fact, did have a 17-14 lead at the end of one, but it's Notre Dame in control at the halftime intermission. We'll take a break and be back with first half highlights coming up next on RCN.
He doesn't report to a management committee. He doesn't report to a marketing department. He reports to Mary Johnson's arthritis, to Sally Wickstrom's upset stomach, and to Greg Porter's poison oak. He's your family prescription center pharmacist. He lives and works right here in town, so that means he reports to you. Call Family Prescription Center today at 866-0709.
Taking the time to care, Family Prescription Center.
Along with Dennis Lobb, Chris Michael back at Notre Dame High School. We'll look back at the first half, and Mr. Lobb will take you through all of our first half highlights.
Starting out with Bangor. Beautiful pass from Popovitz to Gothard. Another great pass in transition to Brian Smith coming from Popovitz. Here, the leading scorer from Bangor nails an open three. Andrew Kohler, 6'5" junior, nailing an open three. And here, beautiful pump fake beyond a three. Steps inside for the two. He can do it inside also, folks. Great move. Andrew Mitzak on senior night. You always get those kinds of rolls on senior night. This time, Kohler to Mitzak. Post up two. Mitzak going hard to the boards, getting his own miss, going up. And one more three for good measure. Stepped inside that time and wide open two. Andrew Mitzak, 14 points. Really feeling it for Notre Dame tonight.
And the Crusaders with a 43-25 lead. We'll take a look at the R&J Carpet trivia question of the night. What teams won the last three Super Bowls that we gear up for Super Bowl Sunday? And the answer, Dennis says the Giants, the Colts, and the Steelers. Who did they defeat, Dennis? If you were listening closely.
Giants defeated the Patriots. Colts defeated the Bears, and the Steelers defeated the Seahawks.
All right, you got lucky.
It's all skill. I'm an NFL guy, even though I root for the wrong team once again. We won't get into that at this point.
We mentioned both teams have clinched the district playoffs. One of the common errors that I've heard in the last week, first of all, Bangor is in 4A, although the girls are in 3A. Bangor is going to be matched up with basically Lehigh Valley Conference and a few Mountain Valley Conference teams come postseason, and Braun Holland is looking forward to playing those big schools.
Yeah, no question about it. And I feel this year that this Colonial League will prep him pretty good for some of those teams. He's familiar with the Mountain Valley teams coming down because he played in that conference, so he knows that. The Lehigh Valley Conference, they played Freedom. Tomorrow they're playing Nazareth. So he's got the feel also of the Lehigh Valley Conference. Plus playing in that Stellar tournament, he has a good feel.
And Bangor was 3-0 against the LVC and MVC so far during the regular season, with a win over Freedom, East Stroudsburg North and South. And as Dennis said, they will take on the Blue Eagles in non-conference action tomorrow night. Notre Dame is matched up in 2A. Another misconception from people is that Salisbury is a 3A team, which is not true. They're a 2A team this year on the boys' side. And Pat Boy, we talked about on Tuesday, he's worried about the Falcons and Catasauqua heading into that district tournament.
As well he should be. With Salisbury beating Bangor just the other night, Salisbury was a 3A team for the last 2 years. Those classifications last for 2 years. Every 2 years, it depends on your number of boys enrolled, 9 to 12, number of girls enrolled. So your, classifications can change boys versus girls, as it is with Bangor.
Bangor with a basketball to start the second half. Matt Carey in the backcourt, along with Brian Smith, Divyak Ott, Dylan Gothard, and Aaron Popovitz on the floor for the Slaters. Gothard, a tough shot in traffic, no good. Tip grabbed down by Carey. He'll step up, jump shot, banks it home off the glass. And Matt Carey, his first field goal of the night.
Pat going back to his senior lineup that started the ball game.
Intercepted pass, Matt Carey. Layup was no good. Trying to draw the foul call. Ball goes out of bounds, and Bangor will have it back. 5 on the floor for Notre Dame include Mitzak, Giangiobi, Kohler, Hughes, and Piazza. Now check that James Leary is starting on the court. And Palumbo as well.
It's
so they're going back to the original
the fellas who started the game. The senior lineup.
That would include Knappenberger, Birdie, and James Leary.
I knew you would get Knappenberger's name in. I still don't know why.
Tune in next Thursday at 6 for my personal highlight of this basketball season. Tough shot from the elbow. Popovich gets it to go. Again, he wants a foul call, doesn't get it, but he's in double figures. And he leads Bangor with 10 points. Long three off the mark by Leary. Knappenberger, good effort, but the ball goes out of bounds. You got to hear it Thursday. It's classic.
Let's get on to the ball game.
It's good. Admit it. It's good. Into the front court. Here's Carey. 1-on-3. He's going to take it inside. And, that is definitely a home court roll. And now we have a foul on Popovich. Carey's layup was halfway down and then rimmed out.
He's really had some rough looks tonight. Some rough rolls, I should say, tonight. Carey had some excellent outside threes, and they just rattled and bounced. He's had tough luck here.
Well, Knappenberger setting a pretty good screen. Called for the moving screen, though.
I didn't get a chance to see it if he was moving or not, but we get a look at this. Is this a good screen?
I give it to him.
Those were the kind of screens that I used to like to set.
Bangor with the basketball, trailing by 12. Smith got bumped. And the foul's on Palumbo, his second. So again, on the floor, the Crusaders have Palumbo, Leary, Ackerman, Birdie, and Knappenberger to start the second half. That's for two off the mark. Rebound by Leary. And drawing the foul is Bart Palumbo.
He really gives Pat Boyle a presence, a physical presence out there on the floor. That time very composed, pump fakes, make sure he draws the foul.
Don Gothard called for the personal. Jared Randolph back in for Bangor. And Notre Dame stuck on that 43 mark, so leading by 12. Palumbo 4 of 10 before those two attempts from the free throw line this season. Ott recovers the loose ball. Now Randolph runs into a double team and will kick it back. Popovich again in traffic. This time he gets the roll.
I really like number 20, Aaron Popovich. Really plays hard out there. It's all over the floor.
Offensive foul. Hold on, Palumbo away from the basketball. And here comes Pat Boyle's regular starters about to check into the ball game. Andy Mulich also in for Bangor. Mulich averaging just under 5 a ball game. Piazza into the corner to Hughes. And the rebound by Randolph. Open look for Mulich. His first three-pointer of the ball game, 12th of the season.
Right off the bench and not afraid to fire.
Bangor likes to shoot from three-point territory. They shot over 109 three-pointers moments coming into tonight's ball game. And here they commit the foul inside, sending Nick Piazza to the free throw line.
Bangor wasn't happy with this call, and it's a little clean from behind.
Didiakat used to using those long arms, going up for touchdown passes for the Slaters football team this year. Ott checks out, and he'll be replaced by Asher Chiovo. And Notre Dame finally gets off the 43 mark on the scoreboard, as their lead is now 8.
Bangor was late coming out from halftime. I'm sure Braun Holland had a lot to talk to them about.
Gothard again dips in, a tough shot, but he gets it off the glass, up and in. Now a 6-point ball game. Midsack stepping up for 3. The rebound by Mulich. Gothard running baseline, runs into a double team, leaving Mulich open. Scramble, Randolph, how this shot kicked off the side of the backboard. Giangiobi feeding it back one more. Count the basket as Kohler lays it up and in, and will go to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
They really sold out with the pressure on this one. Midsack finds an open Giangiobi, who goes to Kohler, and he really gets fouled hard by number 40, Asher Chivone.
Giangiobi, after dishing off that pass, stayed in there nicely to set a screen. Kohler, his second attempt at a 3-point play, and he gets it this time. He now has 12. Midsack leads Notre Dame with 14. Popovich leading the Slaters with 12. Mulich in the corner. His second 3-pointer of the quarter. Mulich 2 for 4 from 3-point land tonight. Bangor played much more aggressive defense here in quarter number 3. And the ball stolen away. And then a reach-in by Piazza. Probably a frustration foul there as he got stripped himself. Chivone got the basketball and drew the foul.
Chivone is Bangor's version of Clark Palumbo for Notre Dame. The physical presence, and that time he just basically stripped the ball, and he's looking to set screens all over the place. That time he gets caught for offensive foul.
Seth Rosario checks into the ball game, 6-foot junior guard, averaging 2.1 a ball game. Matt Carey back in for Bangor, and here comes Aaron Popovich.
Bangor is definitely responding to that halftime talk that Braun Holland had with them down there in the cozy confines of Notre Dame's gym.
Off the block, it's Midsack getting his 8th field goal tonight. Last time we had them on RCN in this gym, Andrew Midsack had a huge ball game against Wilson. Scored a team-high 19 points and a come-from-behind victory. Popovich again looking to draw the foul, doesn't get it. And the rebound by Kohler. Midsack to Giangiobi. He draws the contact and the foul. Mulich tagged with the personal. And Giangiobi to the line for his first trip tonight.
That was just great fast break basketball. The outlet, and watch folks, the ball one time on the floor, from all the way up at the other baseline, one bounce, and we go for the line for 2.
Back in is Dylan Guthard. As we mentioned earlier, he's wearing number 23. That is normally Chris Pinto's number, but Pinto, a senior, is out for the year with major back surgery, and Ron Holland said that is definitely a loss for our team. But his teammates will honor him the rest of the year by alternating wearing that number 23.
I believe the seniors are going to take a turn wearing that jersey.
Hot back into the ball game for Bangor. Passes inside, tough shot by Carey, and this time he gets the friendly roll. And he has the second field goal of the quarter.
He really deserved that because I said he's had tough luck, tough shooting here for him in Notre Dame's gym. But we do get a chance to see him on Tuesday at his home confines.
Shot was partially blocked by Carey. Ball goes out of bounds, and Crusaders will have it back. We talked about Brian Smith coming onto the varsity team this year and adding a dimension. Carey, as a sophomore, has also done that. Been one of their most reliable perimeter shooters. Notre Dame calling a timeout. 1 minute 47 seconds left here in quarter number 3. Crusaders still leading by 7. And we invite you to tune in to RCN Sports Talk Thursdays at 6 p.m. for live sports talk. We're looking forward to hearing your sports opinions and questions when you call in, and now you can send us an email. Coming up on our next show, we'll take a look back at the basketball regular season and look ahead to the Colonial League playoffs with veteran head coaches Pat Boyle and Catasauqua's Eric Snyder. Next Thursday, we'll take a look at the Lehigh Valley Conference playoffs with Tom Stout and Joe Stellato. You can send us your opinions and questions at any time by emailing us at rcnsportstalk@rcn.com, and our panel will respond to your comments live on the air. The address again, rcnsportstalk@rcn.com. And tune in, RCN Sports Talk Thursdays, live from 6 to 7 p.m. on RCN4. And we also will have a new replay for the Sports Talk time. It's moved up to 9:30. So if you're at basketball practice and watch our replays, like a lot of coaches and some players have told us, the replay next week will start at 9:30 on RCN for Sports Talk. Notre Dame will get it back. Front court sideline right. Nice pass from Piazza, slinging it inside to Andrew Mitzak. I think the forwards have more assists tonight than the guards. Great. Which is not uncommon for Pat Boyle's team.
It's just a clinic on unselfish basketball, and they're doing it tonight.
Popovic's trying to break the ankles of the defense. Instead, it's Carey shooting the perimeter three. And a tie-up between Ott and Kohler. Randolph off the bench, he will check in, and Notre Dame will have the basketball on the possession arrow.
Once again, beautiful backdoor move. Mitzak knowing where he is on the court. He wasn't open that side. Let's flash to the opposite block, and boom, Piazza to Mitzak.
Andrew from the elbow. One of his few misses tonight. Smith bringing it back down the other way from 16 feet. Rattles it home. Brian Smith, his fourth field goal tonight. First one here in the third quarter. And Notre Dame will play for the final shot. Randolph with a reach around.
Team foul on Bangor.
Thank you. When we're at Notre Dame, we have to change roles for a little bit. Dennis goes over, divides the student section so he can see the scoreboard and let us know how many fouls are
I divide
on the scoreboard.
Student section. There's only one man in this gymnasium that can divide this student section, and that's Tony Corey.
Kohler's second attempt is good. Notre Dame back up by 9. Gothard finding Carey at midcourt. Piazza sticking to him, not allowing him to get a three-point look. Now it's Popovich working against Hughes. Under 7 seconds. A steal. Mitzak, one-on-one. Lays it up and in. Good finish for Notre Dame. Good execution both defensively and offensively. Andrew Mitzak topping off a nice third quarter by the Crusaders, and Notre Dame leads by 11.
Hey, basketball fans, if you love dealing with a winning team, head to the leader, Kleckner's in Whitehall and Emmaus for the fabulous GE tip-off sale. Browse our huge selection of GE ranges, GE refrigerators, GE dishwashers, GE washers, and GE dryers. Now at Kleckner's, get great savings plus free delivery, free haul away of old, a full parts department and their own factory-trained techs. Stop in today. See why Kleckner's has been serving the Lehigh Valley since 1945. 2 locations, Kleckner's, 2177 MacArthur Road in Whitehall and 575 Chestnut Street, Emmaus.
Morning, Dad.
Since the Overhead Door Company makes the original overhead door, the people who install and service them take them pretty seriously. Call or log on for the overhead door dealer nearest you.
Along with Dennis Lobb, Chris Michael back at Notre Dame High School. The Slaters with the basketball trailing by 11. And Andy Mulich, his third three-pointer of the ball game, 9 points overall. And Bangor not going away. Notre Dame trailed by 3 at the end of one quarter. Since then, it has been all Crusaders leading by as much as 13. Bangor's gotten as close as 6 in the third quarter. The rebound secured there by Divya Khan. Smith. Cross-court pass picked off by Piazza. And a foul from behind on the Slaters. Asher Schiavone picking up his second foul. 19th foul. And Notre Dame will go to the free throw line from here on out.
That was actually a big turnover by Bangor. You're talking about a possible 6 or 5 point, cutting into it to make it 6 or 5. Now, a great free throw shooter in Max Hughes can put it up to 10. It's a big difference.
And he now has 10 with one more to come. Second free throw also good. Don't forget, coming up in about 27 minutes, Lehigh Valley Conference basketball, Parkland and Nazareth coming your way. Foul on the floor. David Salerno just inserted into the ball game, picks up the foul. Salerno had a team-high 19 points 6 days ago. And Notre Dame played Pius X. Matt Carey back in for Bangor, along with Dylan Gothard. Hughes pokes it away. Bangor will have it back. And now the officials talk it over and say Notre Dame has the basketball. We'll see Bangor again on Tuesday night, as they will take on Wilson. And then we'll have the Warriors versus Notre Dame next Friday. Well, one thing Bangor has really done well tonight is bottling up Salerno. Every time he touches the basketball, there's at least one hand in his face. Until now.
He truly is.
Don't give me that look. I had nothing to do with it.
Truly is instant offense.
Answering back is Andy Mulich, his fourth three-pointer tonight. I'm way up here in the bleachers. Don't give me that former coach media jinx scenario.
I'm just here. You know, I'm just here to point some things out to you. And while we're doing a basketball game, we definitely want to promote tomorrow night, live on RCN, 6 o'clock, District 11 Team Duel Championships.
Class 2A and 3A. It'll start tomorrow live at 6 p.m.
There is Salerno from the corner that we really can't see because of Boyle's bunch. And we get the answer back from Andrew Mulich.
We don't anger Boyle's bunch.
No.
First of all, we want them to call in on Thursday. Second of all, we want to get to our cars in good shape.
There's no player calls accepted. Maybe fans, parents, but no players.
I've seen
especially from Notre Dame.
I've seen them with their face paint. They're vicious.
They're not painting their faces tonight, which surprises me, especially on senior night. You really thought they all would paint their faces tonight. But I didn't see it.
6.5 left to play in the ball game. Notre Dame leading by 10. Kohler over to Midsack. Salerno inside. His pass is picked off. Dylan Guthard grabbed the basketball and grabbed the foul call. And that is the 4th team foul on Notre Dame. Salerno picks up his second. Art Palumbo back into the ball game to spell Giangiobi. Gothard has had a defender matched up against him all night. Pat Boyle told us he wanted more intensity out of his defense. He's gotten that effort tonight. Here's Smith down the lane, up and in.
Smith splitting 2 defenders, making a great athletic move to score.
Midsack stepping into a 3. The rebound by Mulich, and we have a foul in the backcourt. It's on Palumbo.
Watch this. I correct myself. He split 4 defenders on that play to score. Brian Smith, number 33, 6'3" senior.
And as I said earlier, I gave all the credit in the world to Catasauqua for a great effort on Tuesday. But Bangor has really had to work for every look tonight. Midsack stepping in front of a pass. His team leading 32nd steal of the season. The follow by Midsack is no good, and a rebound by Ott. Carey calling for it and hitting it from the outside. His first 3-pointer of the night. Notre Dame calling a timeout. 5 and change left in quarter number 4. And Bangor's back within 5.
Smart timeout called by Pat Boyle to try to stop this run. A Bron Holland team is always going to play hard, Chris. They're never going to give up no matter what the lead is. Just, like Pat did the other night, with his team.
There's a look at Boyle's bunch. Some very diehard fans in the Colonial League. Notre Dame and Caddy among them. And we'll be seeing the Bangor student body on Tuesday night. They were really excited this past fall as we had 4 trips up to Bangor during the football season. And they had their student section out there at 5 o'clock when we would arrive for a 7:05 kickoff.
That's awesome.
And they had the volume up at 5 o'clock too.
That's...
In fact, they might have burned their lungs out by kickoff the one night. They were cheering warm-up plays.
I will not offend anybody by saying this, and I'm not the most controversial guy out there. The student bodies and the town support in the Colonial League is a lot better than the Little Valley Conference.
Smith on a steal, collides with Andrew Midsack. Credit Midsack with taking the charge, and Smith picks up his 3rd personal.
Let's get a look at this and see if Midsack does have an established position. That's close. And I had the chance for a slow motion replay. That's a tough call. That's why I'm definitely not wearing the stripes.
Salerno with a basketball. Gothard all over Giangiobi, but he shakes him free and just missed the layup inside. Smith gets the rebound and calls for the timeout. Heady play by the senior. And Bangor will talk it over with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the ball game. Bangor still trailing by 5.
I know Braun didn't want to burn a timeout there, but it is a key possession with 4 and change to go. Smith doing the heady play and getting a timeout. Now they have to capitalize on this possession, though. They can't afford a turnover. They have to get a good shot. Hopefully one for them that'll go in. Notre Dame, they just have to get some stops on defense and slow down a little bit on offense. They're really pushing the offense a little bit. When they were making their runs, there was a lot of unselfishness. As of late, I've seen some chuck shots, you know, some real quick shots, which I don't know if Pat wants.
There's Leo and A.J. Davidson. They will see Notre Dame next Friday, doing some scouting tonight for Bob Frankenfield.
Yeah, we've had quite a week, Chris. This week we followed Notre Dame. Next week we're, you know, on the Wilson bandwagon with an away game first and then a home game.
And don't forget, Lafayette women will be in action on RCN tomorrow at 1, preceded by Inside Lafayette basketball starting at 12:30. Smith off the inbound pass, looking to take it in. Ron Holland again wanting a foul call, not getting it, but it's a one-possession game. Notre Dame with the lead in basketball.
There definitely was some contact up on the other end, and he definitely has a right to want that call in that situation.
And I think what makes him upset is that Notre Dame has gotten that call a couple times tonight. Bangor several times have looked for that call and have not gotten it. Mid-Sac sees a double team and will reset the offense. Gothard came within a whisker of making an uncontested steal and layup.
Long time to hold this ball. But they want to take some time off. And it's a good situation because they go to the foul line for 2.
Dipping inside is Max Hughes. One of 3 players in double figures for Notre Dame. They're back up by 5. Notre Dame averaging just over 50 points a ball game. The Slaters averaging 56. Both eclipsed that mark several minutes ago. Under 3 minutes remaining. Three-pointer by Matt Carey, his second three-pointer. 10 points for the sophomore here in the second half. Quick answer, but Notre Dame has a player shaken up. That's Max Hughes. And Hughes looking at his right shin after making that last basket.
And I thought he got hit, chopped in the stomach by a Notre Dame guy coming up.
Take another look.
Shot the ball. If we could get, yeah. I thought he got hit. I didn't think it was when he landed. Yeah, I thought that was number 5 nailing him, but he's grabbing his ankle. Yeah.
And no foul was called. It's now a 4-point game. Bangor with the basketball. 2 minutes, 36 seconds left. Mulich and Carey have combined for 22 second-half points, along with 6 more from Brian Smith here since halftime. Out to Smith, stolen by Kohler. And now Salerno with the basketball. Mid-sack. Piazza and now Salerno. We approach the 2-minute mark.
Ron Holland calling for some denial on the outcuts.
Boy, a moment ago, Piazza was wide open, and then Giangiobi just followed his path and got an easy layup. Giangiobi now 5 points tonight.
Credit Mid-Sac for finding the open Joe going across the lane.
Carey in traffic, got stripped of the basketball. Notre Dame trying to go up by 3 possessions. But they lose the basketball, and Bangor will have it back. Off the bench, Aaron Popovich, along with Jared Randolph. He joins Mulich, Gothard, and Smith on the floor. Check that carry will stay on. Smith went to the bench. Tough 3, carry, the rebound by Randolph. Big hit, putback by Jared Randolph, his second field goal. Keeps it a 4-point ball game. Notre Dame resets. Harry commits the foul. Ariako's player of the game. Andrew Mitzak with a game-high 20 points.
Did a little bit of everything this evening. Nailed some big threes in the first half. Had some assists. Almost double figures in rebounds. Something about when RCN cameras are at Notre Dame. Andrew Mitzak.
Right now, he is averaging 20 points a game when Dennis Laub watches his games here at his home gym. That's got to be the stat of the night, or the stat of the something.
Why are you just throwing my name out there? What about you? You're here too.
You're the star.
You're the guy that the fans up in Caddy were chanting. They don't know me.
You have that special something that we're going to unveil next Thursday on the RCN Sports Show. Smith. Pass went wide, intended for Popovich. They got a good job of getting him open, but the pass was wide, and Notre Dame takes over, leading by 6.
Popovich spotted up, but Smith just misses him.
Kohler finds Salerno, and now Mitzak. And a foul with 34 seconds left. Mitzak to the free throw line. Mitzak trying to make it a 3-possession game. One more for Andrew. 22 for the senior guard on senior night here in Notre Dame. Rebound by Piazza. And Bangor commits the foul with 22.8 seconds left.
They really needed that 3 to go to have a shot in this ball game.
Our Lehigh Valley Insulation leading scorer tonight, Andrew Mitzak. Paving the way for Notre Dame's 17th overall win, 13th in the league, and an official clinch for the Colonial League playoffs.
It's fitting, Chris, for a senior on senior night, his last time on this floor, to get the high score and the player of the game.
James Leary, Jeff Knappenberger back in for Notre Dame, along with Joe Birdie. Now a 9-point Notre Dame lead. Smith looking for the kick out, and instead he is fouled. And both teams in a bonus situation, so Smith will go to the line. Don't forget Parkland and Nazareth coming up in about 10 minutes on RCN. Wrestling tomorrow night at 6. College women's basketball at 1. Smith makes the first of 2. He's one of 4 Bangor players in double figures tonight. And Brett Ackerman back into the ball game for Notre Dame. He started for Pat Boyle tonight. Mulich. And the rebound by Kohler. Bangor will no longer foul. And the seniors won't take a shot. They are content. They win it 72-64. Notre Dame now officially in the Colonial League playoffs. Bangor with 3 more games, starting with a date with Nazareth tomorrow. And your final score, 72-64. Don't forget Parkland Nazareth coming up next on RCN. We'll see you on Tuesday night for Wilson Bangor. For Dennis Lobb, our director Rick Kehoe, and the RCN Sports crew, I'm Chris Michael. Good night, God bless, and thanks for tuning in to RCN for Sports.